Alrighty, good morning everyone. Welcome back for another thrifting video. We're heading to Quakertown right now. Gotta stop off, get some iced coffee. Alright, I feel like I'm running a little late. I don't know, it's 8:30. Place opens in 30 minutes. I feel like usually I get my iced coffee like right around now, and I'm still about 15-20 minutes out. So might have to skip the iced coffee. But traffic is really bad. I don't know what's going on here. Not even moving. Oh well. Morning commute. Everyone has to go to work, I guess. So yeah, let's go out there and let's go thrifting. Made it 7 minutes to go till it opens, and of course, Dunkin' Donuts, like always. Had to get the iced coffee. I drove the speed limit already here. And then we do have coupons, so these are always nice. Get a bunch of these coupons, get iced coffee for 99 cents, like it should be, because I know iced coffee is not that expensive to make. But yeah, thrifting. This is the thrift store that always has like random good electronics that people tell me is really good. And the one time I did pick up all that hockey gear, I actually sold all that hockey gear, and I think I made about $300 or $400 on all of it. So it's definitely a great buy. Hockey season has dwindled down pretty much. I actually bought a pair of skis last spring and forgot to list them because it was one of those things. I knew I wasn't going to want to do them. They're so awkward to ship. And I think I'm too late on that, but oh well. It is what it is. Here we are, thrifting again. Salvation Army. Let's do it. Alright, in the electronics section. Radio. Remember those days? iHome. Press it all. Isn't missing anything. What is this? Oh. Then the presser might be something. A lot of times you find them in a box, and they're the old ones, but you wouldn't be able to tell because they're not that beat up, but when they're dead, they're dead. PS2 controller, $4. What's in this contraption? What is this? It's pretty dirty, but the more you know, the better you sleep. $3.99. Go ahead and think about this one. Alright, so I might pass on it. It's really beat up, and it's missing the headband, which, unless it's in here. And apparently when I looked it up, it needs a headband, and it needs something else, so it's missing that, and it's pretty beat up, so I might pass on it. I know they do brand new, they're like $200, so they are a really good find if they're complete, but given the condition of the box as well, I think it's probably past its time. I'm not really in the mood to deal with broken items or items that I can't test, so I'm going to pass on that, but they're big money if they're new. Just a couple nice pieces of artwork. It's a JCPenney thing, but brand new it was $130. So it's also $50. There's no reason to pick it up, but it's nice mall art, as I like to call it.
Wall hanger.
They just handed me that and said, go grab it yourself, so grab that. That's, yeah, I'm not getting that. Now I gotta walk around with a pole. Alright, so I apologize for being loud out here. I spent a total of 30 bucks. I picked up this piece right here. It's probably, I'd say, 4 or 5 pounds of Legos. And they're only 8 bucks. I used to sell Legos. This is like one of the first things when I was like a freshman, sophomore in college. I started selling Legos, and now they just go for such crazy amounts. I remember I was getting about 7 to 10 bucks per base plate. So these road base plates. That's about what I was getting. There's, I don't know, there's like 7 there, so that's a good buy. I saw a bunch of minifigs. Those guys are also worth some money. These are just your typical town people, but I see probably 3 or 4 heads over here. Some figurines, full figurines, as well as probably 3 or 4 over there. So I don't know, there might be more at the bottom. We got random things as well in here, so for 8 bucks, I'll definitely buy that all day, every day. Legos are something that are very hot. They've always been hot. They're kind of like video games in terms of resellability. The vintage video games, vintage Legos. You don't even need sets of Legos. You just need minifigs and pieces. I think I was also at one time selling 100 Lego pieces for 7 bucks plus shipping. So, in there's probably a couple thousand. There's maybe 1,000, 2,000 pieces in that box for that thing. So, definitely a great score. Absolutely. Never know what you're going to find. I ran into a fellow person who watches the videos, who's a subscriber to the channel, I believe. He said his name was John. If I already forgot his name, that'd be pretty embarrassing. I'm pretty sure it was John. He says his girlfriend actually watches the videos, so if you're watching, hello. It's always great to see fellow stackers out there. And okay, so here's the recap of what I picked up. For a lot of people and the people who are new to the channel, if you guys were wondering why I pick up a lot of clothes, it's because I'm a full-time clothes reseller, and this is kind of a way to kind of express things in a way if you guys are a seller or a reseller and want to learn more. Here's my whole strategy. This is what I pick up. If you guys want to learn anything, it's kind of like I deal a lot in bulk. I deal a lot in cheap stuff that's only, like $2. But I don't sell everything. And unfortunately, in the business of reselling, you're not going to sell everything. And I think a lot of resellers out there never express that. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm going to lose money on some of this stuff because I'm just not going to sell it. If you think about it on a micro scale, but I try to be pretty transparent with, what happens to this stuff. I sell probably 60 to 70% of it. I actually spent a little over $100. So the majority of these sweatshirts you'll see are going to be Yankee sweatshirts. I was at a thrift store yesterday, and I'm going to include that into this portion of the haul video. And they had probably 30 or 40 Yankee sweatshirts. I took all the World Series champion sweatshirts, as well as a couple just New York Yankee sweatshirts that were cool. I left all the American League champion sweatshirts just because I feel like if somebody wanted a championship sweatshirt, they want a World Series. They don't want the American League championship. And so I did spend a little bit, and that's because when you're buying them at $3-4 bucks a piece, it does add up. But yeah, here we are for the recap. A University of Pittsburgh sweatshirt, a vintage Phillies t-shirt. I try to stay away from whites. They stain really bad, but this is from 1990. Very, very hard to come across this old stuff like this, and this is in pretty good shape. So good piece there. Virginia Tech Hokies. We have an NC State, Indiana University basketball. 1998. I'm not sure if Jordan was still on the team. I think he was. So this is always good, this vintage Bulls stuff. And here's the Yankees sweatshirt. So we got 1, 2. This is from 1999. So that's an oldie. Another one. 98. 98 as well. This is American League Champions, but I thought it was just because it had a nice graphic, it would sell. 2000, 1999, 99. A couple more. We have a Subway Series sweatshirt, another Yankee sweatshirt, another one. and another one. So there was definitely a bunch there. Moving on, we have a University of Cincinnati sweatshirt. We have another Bulls sweatshirt, a Jordan sweatshirt. So I don't know if this will sell, but he did play for the Wizards for a little bit, so maybe a Wizards fan would really want that. A Red Sox t-shirt. Baseball season's coming up. We have a Chicago Bulls t-shirt. This I thought was just really cool. It's a vintage Saturn t-shirt. For anyone who's into NASA and astronaut stuff, that'd be cool. Lehigh University. Vintage Ernie t-shirt. If this was Ernie's size, I'd probably save it for him. For people who don't know what Ernie is, he's a guy from the flea market. He seems to be a favorite amongst the YouTube crowd, so I would save it for him, but I don't think he wears a small medium, so guess that will have to go online. We have a Wisconsin hoodie, Westchester hoodie, Pace, this ODU baseball jersey, University of Georgia, this Leonard Skinner. I've had a bunch of these t-shirts. You guys have seen me pick this up a couple times. A Mark McGwire t-shirt, a vintage Eagles t-shirt. Eagles won the Super Bowl, so this might be a good one, and a Chicago Cubs t-shirt. For the glassware, like I've said a lot of times, this goes towards a collection. It's not something that's resold. I know a lot of people seem to ask questions if I would be willing to sell it. I do not sell it, so I'm sorry for that, but it's always cool to show you guys what's still out there, and I'm very fascinated with this vintage milk glass stuff. So we have this one. It's a yogurt maker. I checked this out online. You can get like 3 of these for 15 bucks, so they're not really worth that much, but for 50 cents, it's a very nice piece that you can put on your countertop, had that vintage feel, and you know, put something in there, whether it be cat food or whatever you want. Raisins, I don't care. Just don't mix the raisins with cat food. It'd be kind of weird. Pyrex casserole lid. Hazel Atlas. Sugar Bowl, I believe this is. Sugar Bowl, I think it's called a Platonate or a Oxide Pink. Kind of just going off the walls with that. I picked up these 2 pieces at that Weigh and Pay thrift store. I didn't really do much there because there just wasn't anything there. I paid 82 cents for those 2 pieces and then 50 cents for this. And we picked up a Pyrex primary bowl for $1 or 95 cents. Kind of dishwasher damage, but still a very nice piece. This goes with the primary set. And on the bottom, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but you can kind of see little dashes around the edge. That, I believe, is called a sundial stamp. It was used for, I think, a couple of years in the 50s, or maybe the 60s. It's not very iconic. It's not very sought after, but it's just another way you can, determine a certain era of Pyrex. And lastly, we have this huge tote. I don't know if it's really huge, but tote of Legos. Wish I can cut this off, but you have some base plates in here. Look like road base plates. I saw one for the hospital. A couple 4-ways. These, I think, are 32 by 32 dots, most of them. Then you have, of course, minifigs, little people and whatnot. If you guys want to know more about Legos, it's kind of like those things like video games or trains or something along those lines where they're always asked about. Every single time I go to a flea market, I have 3 or 4 people ask me, hey, do you have any Legos? When I was a kid, my grandparents always asked at the flea market, hey, do you have any Legos? And it was something that as a kid, it was something I played a lot with. So they are still sought after. There's still a huge demand for them. Sometimes people sell them, by the pound, sometimes by 100 pieces, sometimes individually. I like to take the minifigs out and sell them. I generally get anywhere between 50 cents and $2 a piece. Obviously, there are some that do demand a little, that have a little bit higher demand and might sell for $10, $15 a piece. But mainly, these kind of guys, these town people, 50 cents to $1 a piece online. If you make up a whole lot, 10, 15 pieces or something like that. Also the helmets. This one probably goes off one of the old space sets. I wonder if there's any. I'm not going to keep digging through this to try to find them, but there is a space set that helmet goes with. I know that. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Hopefully this was kind of informative. Legos are still sought after. I paid $7.99. They were put out this week. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more reselling videos in the future, definitely subscribe to the channel. And as always, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace!